Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, coming to you bright and early in the morning for Thursday's episode for Prehistoric Facts, which is an Answer Questions episode. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright, first question comes from Rini from Embarrass, Wisconsin. Hi Chris, I wonder how often dinosaur eggs are found. Are there many in existence? Hope it isn't a silly question. Well, it's not a silly question at all. How often dinosaur eggs are found? They're very rare. Dinosaur eggs are very rare. You would have to be really lucky enough to actually find them. It all depends because eggshells are actually going to be very different from dinosaur bones, because they would have a much different texture, and also they actually will have pores in the eggs for the embryo to breathe. Now, when we actually do find dinosaur eggs, they're usually going to be in clusters, or otherwise they're just broken into pieces. That's all they're actually going to find. They're either going to find the eggshells, or otherwise they're going to find them all clustered together, because that is pretty good significant evidence of bird behavior. And that's how dinosaurs actually kind of laid their eggs, is that they actually sorted them out like birds do. But there are sites that actually do have dinosaur eggs that are in existence, like in Argentina. They actually have a site called Alcamuevo, even though that site was actually named after a volcano, but also it's Spanish for more eggs. So it's like a huge area of where sauropods, long-necked dinosaurs, have actually laid their eggs. And they're all clustered together, but mainly they're all broken into pieces. But they have found complete forms of eggs there, and they're nearly the size of soccer balls, which suggests that these dinosaurs actually laid really big eggs. And considering that the only animal known today to lay the largest eggs is actually the ostrich, because the ostrich actually lays a 3-pound egg, so that kind of actually shows how big that egg is. And also there's other sites too, like there's sites in Mongolia and China where they found oviraptor eggs and protoceratops eggs and some tyrannosaur eggs. I mean, they're like all over the world. There's some places there, but North America, it's very rare to find dinosaur eggs. I mean, they're probably not that much that we can find of dinosaur eggs in North America, so they would be so significantly rare to find, and I think it would actually be very difficult to actually try to extract them out of the rock, because I mean, you have to be very, very careful. But also the other reason why they're so rare is that people easily step on them when they're exposed, and then they could just crush the eggs by accident, and then they actually go back and they see that there's dinosaur eggs right there, and then they see that they stepped on a few of them, and that's pretty very devastating to scientists, is that it happens accidentally, and then they actually try to get them out very, very carefully, but all they can do is just grab the eggshells that they actually just accidentally crushed, and they can actually just get the eggs, just actually kind of figure out what kind of eggs, which dinosaur these eggs actually came from. And so they just look inside the egg, and actually they just find the embryo, and they can actually they can tell what kind of dinosaur it is. So very rare to find dinosaur eggs in the world. And I got this question that was actually written on my whiteboard right at my door in my room. There's no name or town and state of where they're from, but I'll ask this question anyway. So whoever it is that actually wrote me this question, make sure that you actually leave your first name and your city and state of where you're from, so that way the fans can actually know who it is actually, and that who it is actually giving me the question. But your question is it possible to make a dinosaur out of mosquito blood like in Jurassic Park? If so, why have they not done it yet? Well, the film of Jurassic Park is a very influential movie, but even though it's a spectacular movie. But there are some things that are science fiction. we do find blood-sucking insects in amber, which is fossilized tree sap, and it's very difficult to actually try to extract the insects out of the embryo. So it's very delicate work. But even though we can extract DNA from the insect, but we cannot extract the blood of the animal it bit. And so it's going to be very fragile, and also when an insect actually eats the blood, it's almost is pretty much partially digested. So DNA is actually going to be very hard to get. So it's not really going to be very valuable to get DNA. But if there's a possibility that we can get DNA out of like a really good specimen, then maybe we can actually find out the blueprint of the DNA. We can find the coding of the DNA of the animal. But when it actually comes to trying to clone dinosaurs, it's not going to happen, because you see that our technology is not there yet, and also it's just gonna take a lot of politics and a lot of ethics to actually go through it. It's a lot of red tape, so it's pretty much like a big political thing that's actually going to happen, and also it's going to also be ethics, and also religious views are actually going to play into it too, because it's going to really depict on like whether we should do it or not. I mean, it's always going to be a question of whether or not we can actually clone ancient animals. But I mean, it's possible. We can clone a woolly mammoth. We can possibly clone other animals that have gone extinct based on our ability to cause extinction on some animals. Like there's a lot of talks that they'll bring the Tasmanian tiger back to life, and possibly to try to get the dodo back to life. But it's very difficult. Cloning is very controversial, and so it's always going to be very controversial. And Jurassic Park, there's some flaws in that movie, because it's always going to actually show things to actually try to entertain the audience, not to actually think that, oh, this is possible, we can do this. But it's just mainly science fiction right now. But I mean, who knows? If we find really good dinosaur DNA, we can actually probably get the really good blueprint of what the DNA is, and also what we can actually get out of it, and see what happens. All right, that's all the questions I got for today. And make sure, and also tomorrow would actually be a special episode. So make sure to comment on what dinosaur or prehistoric animal you want me to talk about. It could be, well, like I said, it could be dinosaurs, it could be prehistoric mammals, it could be prehistoric birds, it could be a sea monster, it could be ancient reptiles, it could actually be an animal from the Permian, the mammal-like reptiles. I mean, any kind of animal-like. But I'm only interested in the vertebrates, so make sure to hopefully there's a vertebrate in there that you want me to talk about, and that way I can actually get and I have absolutely free time tomorrow, so I can do the episode whenever I can. So hopefully that actually can help you out. And also Saturday's episode will be the final episode of Prehistoric Facts Week. It'll actually be an answering questions episode, so make sure to get those questions in as soon as possible by emailing me at dinochris71@gmail.com, or otherwise you can actually post it on the Facebook fan page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris, and you can also follow me on Twitter at csgrall, the @ symbol CSGRALL in low caps, and so you can actually follow me on Twitter. I post some cool things on there too, and hopefully everybody can actually get me some questions before Saturday, and also hopefully I can get an animal that you guys would really like me to talk about. It'd be very interesting, because last night I did two dinosaurs at the same time, so that's totally brand new. So I mean, I usually like to do one, but hey, like to give it a shot for 2. But and make sure to take care of the people around you, and also for younger kids out there, make sure to, say younger people, not younger kids, but young people, and make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. Those are the best motivation you can have for a good education. It's very important to have a good education because you can get a good job in the future. And that's it for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.